here again with Falcon Quest. I have here on my fist Falcor, the Saker Falcon, and she's acting hungry. She's tearing at my glove, which means she is showing signs that she's hungry. So we have my scale here, so I'm going to actually weigh her, and I'll be able to tell right where she's at. And this is what we do in falconry, is we actually weigh our birds so we know how much they are, and then we know how much we can feed them. Otherwise, we don't want to overfeed them, and at the same token, we don't want to underfeed them as well. But today she's sitting right at 31 ounces. So at 31 ounces, that's telling me that she needs to be fed. And we're going to go ahead and I'll get you a little video of you seeing her feeding today. I always tell people before I have them see a bird feed or whatever, to give them a little heads up, a little bit of warning, that people that have permits and licenses and such things to handle and to have exotic animals, some of the feeding practices may seem a little bit harsh to some people. The reason being is some of the animals that we keep, myself with Falcon Quest, birds of prey, of course I have birds of prey. And birds of prey are carnivores, and they eat dead animals basically. And now I keep everything G-rated and such, of course, because of my viewing audience. But the fact remains is they eat other animals. Falcons primarily eat other birds. Some falcons, such as the Saker Falcon and the Gyr Falcon, they'll eat both fur and feather. So they would go after small mammals as well. But for the most part, most of the falcons tend to favor feathers. Then you get into the hawks and the eagles, and most of them prefer to have fur, mammals, that type of thing. So in the wild, these animals are in this predator-prey relationship, but in captivity, they need to eat a very similar diet so that they will be healthy. Now, we don't have to let them kill the animals in captivity, but they still must eat fresh meat. So today what I will be feeding is properly prepared rat. I have a freezer where I keep my animals fresh for feeding my birds of prey. And today we'll be feeding, based on her weight of 31.5 ounces, I'm going to give her about a half of a medium-sized rat that comes. And so I'm going to let you see her feed. And you will notice with the Saker Falcon, and this is true for most birds of prey, but with the Saker Falcon, they eat very quickly. And the reason being is most of the time, birds of prey feed on the ground. Of course, if it's something small, they can go and fly up on a cliff, up on a rock, up in a tree, that type of a thing. But for the most part, they do feed on the ground. And on the ground, they're vulnerable to predators. And they're also vulnerable for other animals coming, chasing them off, and then stealing their food. So they tend, especially the desert falcons, and the Saker Falcon being a desert species primarily, they eat fast. And you're going to see that in just a moment. And as you notice in my first part of the video, I had my scale here. I was telling you about the importance of weighing the birds, that type of thing. That is part of the animal husbandry that we must do that have birds of prey. Zoos, zoological parks, avian centers, birds of prey centers, rehabilitation centers, those types of things. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of the people in the public are not aware of. For an example, if you were to go to a birds of prey center where they may have rehab and such, you might see the displays of the different birds. But I'm just telling you from my 30-some years of experience handling birds of prey that there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. So my hat goes off to everybody that's involved with rehab work and those types of things, because it is a lot of work, and it's the passion for the birds is why we do what we do. Glenn with Falcon Quest again. Got the Saker Falcon, the Saker Falcon with me right here. And I just fed her a half of a rat, but it wasn't enough for her. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have some chicken gizzards that I actually just bought from the grocery store not too long ago. And we can feed some chicken gizzards here. I'm just gonna put here on the block and let her get a little bit more to eat. And you can watch her gobble this down. Take her hood off here. Of course, we know we use the hood to keep our birds calm. And she's acting a little better now. We'll see how she is. I can see a little bit more of a crop on her. So I'm gonna put her hood back on. This is actually good hood training for her. I'll put her hood on while I put this last piece on there. And I'll take my hood off, get her down there. She can eat this last piece of chicken gizzard. Hey, buddy. And she's liking that. I'll put her hood back on her one more time here. Come on, girl, hold still. She's looking for more food on the block, of course. All right, you can't go there now. There's nothing there. There we go. There we go. With working with these birds, it just takes patience and kind of learning how they're wired in the head. Each bird's a little different, of course. Get her hood on her, put her back on. There we go. I'll talk a little bit more about her. You'll notice that her feet are blue. Her cere, the top part of her nose, is blue as well. Let me get her closer to you. You can see how her feet's blue, and how the top of her nostril is blue as well. And that's because she's a young bird. She is a second-year bird. So by the time she's 3, that will turn more yellow in color. She was a last year's hatch. This is my second year working her with birds of prey with Falcon Quest. And she's just all around good Saker Falcon. And I hope you enjoyed the video I had of her eating. You can see her crop sticking out here. It's not a bad sized crop. She's fed up and she's gonna digest that food now. When I put her back in her pen, we call that a mews. When she goes back into her mews, the hood of course will come off. She'll have ability to fly. She has her water bath there. Everything is there for her. And she'll digest that food. And tomorrow we'll go through the same process all over again. And I'll weigh her here on my scale. And we'll see how much she weighs, see where she's at. And then I'll feed her again tomorrow based on the food requirements for each particular day. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you like watching these videos. And if you'd like to see the new videos that come out, I post every Thursday of the week. And so if you come back on Thursdays, I can't tell you what time it will be, but sometime on Thursday I'll have a new video for you. So subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and you'll see the next videos that are going to come your way. Thank you very much. You have a great day.